weeks ago, we hired a cold caller, and she's been working so well that I had to make this video. So this is a cold calling strategy that works. Cold email works, but cold calling works better. Alex Berman here from Experiment 27. What we've been doing is having our cold caller, Letitia, reach out to the enterprise for mobile app development projects. And by the enterprise, I mean Fortune 500 companies, the biggest companies in the world. And in the first 6 days of her doing this, it's been about 2 weeks now, but in the first 6 days, we were able to score meetings with a bunch of companies, as evidenced by these logos. And I think it's because nobody's cold calling or nobody's cold calling correctly. So in this video, I'm going to lay it all out here. I'll show you the exact strategy we're using to make these calls. So let's jump into it. Number one is pick a Fortune 5000 company, Fortune 500 company. Just go down the list and pick a good one. The way that I recommend our clients do it is look at your past case studies and see what sort of case studies you have that could be replicated. So for instance, at Dom and Tom, we did a cold email experiment like this a while ago and showed some good results, where we built this app called OU Bound for the University of Oklahoma, and they let us do a case study on it. So I took that case study and I emailed it out to a bunch of other universities. And based on those emails, we were able to get meetings with OSU, Yale, and a few other schools just based on that initial cold email test. So having that case study is really good for your ideas. And then the second thing is find the marketing director, which you can do on LinkedIn. Basically search marketing director Coca-Cola, marketing director Ford, and you'll get maybe 2 or 3 people, depending on how many brands are inside of the company, but you won't have that many. And I actually did a video on lead gen for the Fortune 500 that goes into that in more depth, which I'll have down in the description below. The third thing is research the company and come up with an innovative idea. Researching the company. So most public companies, and almost all the Fortune 500 are public companies, will publish goal sheets. So they'll go out and they'll look at their initiatives for, let's say, 2017, and they'll publish that online. So if you search McDonald's goals for 2017 or Coca-Cola goals for 2017, you'll see blog posts that outline for their team what they're looking for, and you can use those as insight into what these ideas should be. You can also use the case study as an intro, like we talked about before. And then the fourth thing, number 4, is cold call until you get through. I did a video a while back on me cold calling Coca-Cola to show you how easy it actually is to get through to global directors. I think I talked to the global director of Propel Fitness Water or something like that. Maybe it was even Coca-Cola Global. So cold call until you get through. If you don't get them the first time, call back an hour later. There's no voicemail. Like, I don't recommend leaving voicemails, and there's no real tracking to show who's calling. So you can call them a bunch of times and it doesn't really matter. So just cold call till you get through. It takes an average of 5 times calling at different times of day to get through to these people. But once you do, you're able to pitch the idea and ask about the goals for 2017. When Letitia is doing her calls, she'll call, open with a quick pitch of who she is, then pitch the idea to them and ask for the goals for 17. The goal of this cold call is not to sell them. The goal of this cold call is to get them on the calendar. And you're still going to have to follow up via email most of the time, but sometimes they'll say, hey, yeah, that sounds good. Call me back at 3 p.m. And that's what works there. So ask availability and get a meeting on the calendar. I don't recommend using Calendly for this. I recommend just booking it on the calendar, reading a few times, and doing it that way. Then have the scheduled meeting. The key is to approach them as a value provider, not an order taker. So with cold calling, it's different than an inbound lead. This isn't somebody who's expressing a desire in mobile app development. This is somebody that you are going to bring your innovation into their company. The key is to unlock their innovation budget and get them to go with you because you have the best ideas, not because you have the best technical prowess, which is a lot different than the way that your inbound sales team is selling right now. So it's actually worth a whole nother video breaking down how a cold call sales call differentiates from a inbound call. So I'll do that one in the future. If you need support for your digital agency, check out experiment27.com. If you like these type of videos, feel free to subscribe to this channel for more B2B sales training and like this video to encourage this type of content. I'm Alex Berman. Thanks.